Hello, hello, good morning. Muy buenos dias, continuous liners. This is Meagan Burns coming to you live from the streets, from the jardin of San Miguel de Allende. Look at this beautiful bulbous tree that has gone up. I think it just was lit yesterday, or the day before. What is today? I think it went up Friday, but I'm not really sure. But look at that, and the bells are ringing. The bells are ringing. So yeah. There's the jardin, San Miguel de Allende. I'm here for a couple days. And so I thought it's been a few days since I checked in with you all. I want you to be able to see the tree while I'm doing my shtick. There we go. I'll just be halfway. The tree will be. There we go. We'll put the tree like this, so you can keep an eye on the tree. Good morning. Good Sunday morning to everyone. Yum. Yum. I'm here at Hortus on the jardin. Oh my God, I just realized it's high noon, so all the bells are going to start ringing like crazy. So in the meantime, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start doing some line warm-ups. And if you're there with me, and if you're, oh gosh, did I grab my wrong book? I did. Doesn't matter, I'll use the back of it. I thought I grabbed my new book. I didn't. Okay, so I planned this just as all the bells were going off. So I'm just going to do my line work. Oh my. Sometimes with this microphone, I know that you guys don't hear the noises like I hear them, but I can't imagine you not hearing all the bells right now. All the bells of San Miguel are going off. So here is my challenge, right? That's a lot of noise. That's a lot of chaos. It's a lot of like heart energy. I love the bells, right? What a beautiful thing. It's like one of the best things about moving back here to the state of Guanajuato is I'm hearing lots of church bells again, and there's nothing like the church bells of Mexico, right? Like, I heard church bells in Mexico City, but they were like in the distance, and nobody really cared. Nobody cared. Here, the whole town kind of centers around the church bells. I have no idea if you can hear. I see two mojigangas coming up the avenida here. I believe it's Frida and Diego. What timing? High noon on Sunday in San Miguel de Allende. I didn't even realize that. I should have looked at my clock that I was starting at 1 minute to noon. You can see all the church bells spinning. Let's see. Oh. Okay, now we've got an extreme close-up. Let me see. Let me see if I can fix that. You don't need to have an extreme close-up of my face there. All right, so yeah, there's the high noon bells. It usually goes about 5 minutes, and so I think it's been about that. All right, see? Oh, it's not over yet. This is the wonderful challenge about drawing. Oh, here comes some mojigangas. Wait a minute. Let me see. I want to see if you can see them. Hello. There's the mojigangas. Just coming, you know, they wait till after church and they come to town, right? So this is what I'm talking about as far as being able to draw out on location, right? And how a continuous line can help you with that. Because there's a lot of things pulling at there's shiny objects everywhere, trees, mohigangas, church bells. I'm here at a cafe and everyone is looking at me like, not everyone, but I can see a few people are like, oh, there's got to be one weirdo who thinks she's an influencer and has to sit there and talk to her phone and think like she's the coolest person in town. I don't. But it is a strange feeling when you're doing things like a live video in the middle of a cafe in the middle of the jardin, right? And I'm trying to do my continuous line warm-ups, right? So this is why I think the continuous line practice is so great, because it's a way to sort of focus on things. Somebody had posted yesterday, Georgette, like how cool it is to like be a part of this group and see what's happening in it, as opposed to like doom scrolling. That's not the word she said, but as opposed to like looking at the news, right? And so this is the continuous line is a great way to build sovereignty, right? To build sovereignty. That word has become super important to me in these past few years. I guess in the past I always kind of thought of it as something that only kings and queens did, right? But to be sovereign, which not all kings and queens are sovereign, right? To be sovereign means that this is not the official definition, but it just means to be solidly of one's own conviction, right? Does that make sense? I think so. And so, in this day and age, it's quite easy to be fractured by everything that's going on, right? I think everything in the news and in the news of the day is designed to fracture us and divide us and to, I know you got to think that somebody's enjoying how divisive we've all become, right? So it's super importante to find something that will help you be of solid sovereignty, right? Whatever it is, and maybe it's drawing, but maybe it's something else too, right? I mean, for me, I read something yesterday that said how unfortunate it is that anyone who has a hobby this day and age, that we have to monetize it, right? Because of Instagram and because of marketing and because of like just the way the world is. Like, first of all, you got to have money to stay afloat, right? And you got to have a lot more of it, right? So if you have a hobby, more than likely at some point you have been prodded to monetize it, right? And many of us, we have to do something. So why not monetize the thing that you love to do? But then are you selling out? Well, I think it's a fine line, right? It's a fine line. We've all seen artists who have sold out, like musicians, right? When all of a sudden, like a song is all of a sudden selling junk at Home Depot. I mean, I don't think Home Depot is, but just for example, right? So, like, I took my habit of drawing, and now it's my business, right? I draw for a living. I encourage others to draw. I've built a community around it, and I do workshops, and I have classes, right? But it's not my only hobby. I do other things, too. I have other interests. And those are the things that don't go on Instagram necessarily, right? Or in my Facebook, or, just my marketing efforts, right? Because whatever it is that helps you to be solid in this day and age, if it's like gardening, if it's drawing, if it's reading, if it's yoga, if it's horseback riding, if it's bike riding, if it's, did I say gardening? I usually throw that in there. Whatever it is, it's really important that we have to condition ourselves to like step away from the doom scrolling, right? Because I think that's going to do us all in, right? Makes us feel bad. I mean, it's a fine line of wanting to know what's happening in the world, and then feeling bad about it, right? I mean, the wars and everything. Like, how people say, "Oh, we can vote." Well, yeah, I can vote, but can I vote right now? No, I don't think so, right? So it's a fine line of like wanting to stay informed, and then being overwhelmed by it, right? To the point where maybe you just don't feel good anymore. You're sad or depressed. And so you've got to find activities that help you stay sovereign or help build your sovereignty. For me, it has been drawing, absolutely. In the early days of the pandemic, I was like, I didn't know what it was. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know how long, just like everyone else. We didn't know how long it was going to last. We didn't know what did we know? We didn't know anything, right? But I knew I was going to use that time to just get really studied in my drawing. I was like, this is my time to become an illustrator because I want to be an illustrator, right? And that's, I mean, if you're an illustrator would look at me and say, yeah, sweetie, that's really cute. Yeah, go back to your little like chicken scratches and, you know, draw your little coffee cups and you go have a nice day, right? Because to be an illustrator, you have to be quite educated and quite studied and quite practiced, right? I mean, there's different levels of it, right? But I knew that if I wanted to be seen and recognized as an illustrator, I would have to work. I would have to, it's more than just like drawing, it's more than just a little urban sketching. It's more than just a little coffee cups, right? I knew I would have to practice every day. And I basically have been, right? It has been my way through the chaos of the pandemic. This coffee is so strong and it just hit me. It just hit me. I'm like, woo! And from the bells and the buzz, the mohigangas and everything, it just hit me like an old heart attack. Well, it's not a heart attack, but I can feel it. So, anyways, I decided early on in the pandemic what I was going to be, I was going to aim for, right? And, you know, that doesn't mean it's perfect and that doesn't mean it went as planned. But generally speaking, for the most part, I have been committed and dedicated to my drawing practice. It has been the thing that has sustained me. It is, you know, like things have changed in my life, people, places, cities. You know, I essentially went from living to Manhattan to Alabama in the past few weeks. The culture shock of moving to a place like Guanajuato has been startling, right? I feel like I'm in a Hallmark Christmas rom-com and I'm waiting for like Antonio Banderas to show up as the handyman, and then we realize we have things in common, and then we start making churros and hot toddies, and then I realize that I like Alabama. In the meantime, I don't know what the heck I'm doing in Alabama. That's not entirely true. It's actually getting better in Alabama because my apartment's all set up and I have all my things around me, right? And so it feels good. Like when I say things, I mean my paper mache creatures. I got my whale hanging over my head. I got my jaguar over my desk. I've got my owl looking over at me. I've got Diablos. So I'm surrounded by my paper mache creatures. And so I feel better about it. And I have space to work and I have space to rest. Super importante. Places to rest, places to work. Right? Yeah. So, yeah. And so in addition to having something that keeps you sovereign to your center, you got to be able to rest well and you got to be able to work well, right? I think that those are things that are really important and then what is going to save me personally. And why I try to inspire the group, like, I'm a part of some of the drawing groups, sketch groups, and there's not a lot, I mean, people post their stuff, but I don't feel a lot of, and maybe it's just me because I feel like I offer a lot of camaraderie and a lot of drawing challenges. I don't feel a lot of energy in a lot of these other groups, and I'm not comparing and I'm not being negative. Well, I guess I am comparing. But I was like, with my group, I'm like, I want people to feel like they're involved in something. I want them to feel inspired, right? I want them to see my bad drawings and my good drawings, because I make bad drawings. Everyone, if you're making drawings at all, and that's all relative, right? There's going to be bad drawings. Like I drew myself the other day, and my God, I looked like the biggest demon, devil, Diablo. I mean, I look completely possessed, right? And there's always that impetus of like, well, I'm not going to post this one because it's a little embarrassing. I made myself look really fat and ugly and like a devil. And then I was like, so what? So what? Who cares, right? Who cares? Because maybe I am a little bit of a devil. But that's part of the challenge, right? Part of a drawing challenge is you roll with it, right? And I always ask people to stay away from declaring favorites. Like somebody said, oh, I love this one, right? And that sort of language is like, it's not good for the artist's mind because, oh, you love this one. Does that mean you hate all the ones before it, right? Like, I don't try to referee too much, but I do try to have some parameters around the language of complimenting. Like, I think it's dangerous. Honestly, it's dangerous because it can trip artists up to say things like, "This is your best one yet," or "Oh my God, this is my favorite," or any variation of that, right? Because it just messes with the artist's mind. Like, "Oh God, they think this is my best one yet. So all my 830 million thousand drawings before this are crap, and I should just not even participate because obviously I don't know how to draw, and I'm not very good at it, and I've only got one good drawing out of all the millions that I've drawn." I mean, I can't speak for every artist, but I know a lot of artists have that whole like mental conversation. Is simple compliment that can come with something as simple as a compliment. Did I just lose everyone? Yeah, so I am here in San Miguel. I'm going to go to a little art event right now, and then I'm going to go, tomorrow's my birthday, so I have a session with an energy. I'm going to be okay with being in Alabama. You know, because I'm sure so. Okay, we're having some in and out connection issues right now, and so I'm going to finish. Can you? Oh, you haven't been. Well, I have you seeing the tree, so you couldn't see that I was actually doing my drawing warm-ups. But you know the drill, right? If you're here with me, you know that I'm doing my line warm-ups, right? And I'm finishing big with a heart because it's importante to remember to go easy on yourself and go easy on others, right? We're like full swing holidays now, and it's very easy for, I'm just going to say, for generally speaking, everyone to get super triggered by the holidays and maybe what we have and what we don't have, who we're with or who we're not with, right? Who's missing, I'm really missing my dog. All right. I guess I'm going to be missing the, is this connection on? Is it connected? Anyways, I don't know if it's connected or not, but I just want to say to everyone, go easy on yourself. Full swing holidays right now, lots of ways to get triggered and to feel bad about things. I mean, there's ways to feel good too. It's not all bad. And, being in the company of friends and family can be quite lovely, but it also can be quite stressful, right? So take care of yourself. Be sovereign. Do what you need to do to be sovereign. For me, that means I have to draw. I just have to dedicate, and I have to have a place to rest, and I have to have a place to work, right? And I have to be sovereign, right? Things are changing. There's a lot of changes, like with a lot of things, right? A lot of people are going through a lot of changes, right? With people and stuff like that. And so just go easy, right? Like everyone, yeah, I know the connection is going off. So anyways, I'm just going to end it right there and say, do your lines, go easy on yourself, be sovereign to yourself, through and through, right? Not just drawing, maybe if it's a hobby, whatever it is is your deal, be true to your deal, because it's now or never. Anyways, everyone, have a good Sunday. We are on day 10 of the coffee cup sketch. I'm going to do a little, I've already done my coffee sketch for the day, but I'm going to do another one right now. Have a good day, everyone. Well, I'll see you all later. Keep posting your wonderful coffee sketches. I love seeing them. Have a good day. Bye.